For the sled project, this project will go fast. So I would do an extended warm up. For some of you, I gave you a roll of dice game, or you might have scratch art ornaments that could be done afterwards or for the warm up, but it will go fast. So also you can show the kids how to use the pens properly, or just being, how to be gentle with them, the paint pens. And I would also maybe pull out a brown. There isn't any browns of these paint pens, so you could use a brown marker for the arms, or they could use something else. Everybody's sleds, there's two different kinds. So you may have a different version. They can do the background, they could do the edges, they could do something on the back to extend the time. But again, if you're not careful or don't have extra things in mind for them to do, it will be a fast project and you might have some extra time. You could always play a drawing game at the end too, like Pictionary or something. So that could be a way to extend the project, but it could be a quick one. So I was just explaining to the kids that they're going to use these paint markers to color in the snowman. They're going to have to share colors. So, everybody's probably going to want white for their snowman. So that might be a popular one that they'll have to wait on, but there's lots of other colors. They should all work just fine because they're fairly new. They can also do the background. I would, just be careful not to color over the pencil lines, maybe outline around the snowman. They could also, if they wanted to do some different decorations, behind the snowman, like add a little tree or something, draw some candy canes so they could be, a little bit more creative with creating something in the background, creating a border, you could talk to them about creating a pattern, maybe writing like their family name along the top of the sled. So still, you don't necessarily have to do the straight and curved lines because they're not drawing today. But things that you could mention would be things like craftsmanship, making it nice and neat. I would still brainstorm ideas with the kids of ways they could make it different or their own. Still go over the rules. So again, if you're not doing things like that, then it does go really fast. But if you're mindful of your time, reviewing the rules, brainstorming, doing a little demonstration for the kids, then, that could fill the time. But again, there's still probably going to be a little extra time where you might have to do something. And for pretty much everybody, I gave you something extra to do with the kids. So again, just talking about how they color, the direction of the lines, taking their time, not rushing through it, not scribbling. They're, again, welcome to do the background, the edges, the back, whatever it might take to fill more time. But again, it'll probably be a quick one. And for a lot of you, you've already made an example. If you haven't made an example, you could make one or start making an example, do it part way, but then have something unfinished to show the kids, neat coloring, directional coloring. I'm kind of doing blue all around, but I could easily have made it look like the snowman was sitting in snow. I could maybe add a little tree. There's also the little add-ons that I gave you and the hot glue. So have the students pick one or two things to be hot glued on. Only the teacher, you should be using the hot glue. The kids should not be using the hot glue. So just have them come up one at a time or make a line and pick out the little add-on they might want to add on to their piece. So have fun with it. It should be a fun project. We did it once this week with a group of kids. They really did they liked it, they enjoyed it, but it did go quick. So that's just my heads up to you, to plan something extra and don't be surprised if there's some extra time. But again, still reviewing the rules, still going over, brainstorming ideas of things they could do differently, and just doing a little demonstration yourself about coloring and talking about craftsmanship and making it look nice and neat and not scribbled. Also, you know, you could talk to them about this could be a gift for somebody if they want to personalize it. Again, like putting their family name or somebody else's name on it. They could put a to or from on the back. They might want to put like a date, you know, on it as well. So again, those are just some additional ideas of things that you could talk through with the kids. But they do only get one. You know, everybody gets one sled, so make sure, you know, if they make a mistake, they can, you know, fix it. These pens should cover over everything pretty easily. So if they do happen to make a mistake, you know, they can just, you know, wait for it to dry a little bit and then color over it. So that's the nice thing about these paint pens, is that it'll cover, you know, over. It might blend a little bit or bleed a little bit, but they should be able to maybe fix it or hide it, unless they use like a lot of black or something. But I would have them, you know, outline things and then color around it. Another way for, you know, to keep the craftsmanship nice and neat is, you know, outlining and then filling in. And then again, yeah, there's no brown of these paint pens. So if you want to pull out some of your browns of your other markers, like the nicer double-sided markers, that should work to add some brown. Or maybe they want to do their arms another color. But if they use the skinny side, you know, like if this, it'll work. It'll color on top. So just another idea, since there is not a brown of those Sharpie paint pens. But you can still color with brown. All right, well, have fun this week doing the sleds. Let me know if you have any questions. And as I'm working on this, I was thinking another way to extend it, you can take the regular Sharpies. They're a little bit, you know, thinner. So if they want to go back and outline, it might make it look a little bit more finished. You know, if they do that. Or they could outline first and then color in. But potentially that could be another thing to bring along. Because I do kind of like the black outline, how it looks. So another thought for extending or just making, again, it look more finished and complete and craftsmanship is to give it a nice, you know, outline.